everyone, Tom here, battlerapresume here with a new feature for the show. We've just passed 2,000 subscribers, which is crazy. I mean, and I just want to thank Callum Martin effusively, really, because there has been a huge boon on the channel because of that video. So shout out to Callum, definitely check it out. It's just approaching 10,000 views in less than a week, which is crazy, you know, really, really cool. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's been listening, who's been watching, who's new on the ride. So yeah, this is something I want to do for a while. Hashtag AskBRR is, you know, brazenly on the thumbnail there, but you know what this is. This is something similar to, I don't even want to, you know, unbiased. I don't want to say the guy's name because obviously he's been, abused of some heinous shit. So yeah, I'm not going to say shout out Unbiased. I can't shout out Unbiased. But yeah, Unbiased had this idea on his channel, very successful, where people, you know, just ask him questions about Battle Rap, about the channel, just, you know, whatever, just sort of general things. And I thought I'd do something similar. You know, we've got like 2,000 people listening now. We've got lots of people commenting, probably more so, you know, on the iTunes and stuff like that. Please subscribe on there, by the way, whatever platform you're listening on, iTunes, on YouTube, Patreon as well, patreon.com/battlerapresume. Loads of access to exclusive episodes coming up and stuff like that. Also follow us at battlerapresume. But yeah, so it's kind of twofold really what I want to do here. The first thing is on the Patreon, I used to do, anyone that supports on there, I used to do this thing called Resume Review, where I'd sort of talk about battles of the moment. It wasn't great, I've got to be honest with you. It wasn't my finest hour. And one of the things I would do is read out the emails, because I always say battlerapresume@gmail.com at the start. And I've had some great emails, you know, and I thought it was a little unfair really, because no one really watched that show. So I was like, well, I might as well just, you know, kind of put it out to the wider people. So we're going to go through sort of my choice. There's been quite a lot of emails, I think, so I'm not going to sort of read out every email. I have responded, you know, in turns, so please keep emailing in. But, you know, ones that are like interesting, I think might be worth, you know, just to go through. Maybe me answer some of the things they ask as a sort of formative AskBRR. But mainly, if you can comment on this, or just hashtag AskBRR, or whatever's easier for you, get in touch with me, you know, battlerapresume@gmail.com. Any questions you have about the show, about battle rap in general, whatever, you know, we'll see how regularly we can do this, if this is worthwhile doing. But yeah, so this whole episode I'm going to be going through emails from people and just sort of, you know, seeing what I can come up with, because I have I've responded as well, but, you know, this is kind of, haven't read these for quite a while. And some of them I should say as well, yeah, are quite old, so they might be like, oh, I hope you get on, or, you know, I hope you break 2,000 subscribers. I thought it was a dream, Max, but it wasn't. So we get to Max, who did mention that, but shout out Max. This is our first email. He says, yo Tom, first off, I'm loving BattleRapResume on episode a day habit, and the only way to hear them bars and breakdowns on a lonely 5 hours of driving a day. 5 hours. 5 hours is long. Your style really suits podcasting, Max continues, and presenting too. Very impressive on a non-battle rap tip. Thank you, Max. I've got a show suggestion which I would like to hear, and I'm sure others would too. Battle rappers' day jobs. Not only is the title clickbaity as hell, but I always wonder what battle rappers actually do as day jobs. If Arsenal is really driving that bus, then we need to know. And likewise, Tony D working in a nursing home warms my cold and gullible heart. It's interesting from a revenue perspective as a topic to see if anyone is caking off rap. It could lead to some discussions about people like 360 actually being a selling artist, and it's humorous because of all the rumours and bars but people shoe on him for fake job angles. Feel like you can make it a great show with a guest like Def or the like. Yeah, I think that's interesting. Originally had the idea when you asked the rappers where can people get at you at the end. Would be interesting to know, even in a mini-cast or discussion. Possible drawbacks, a lot of rappers probably won't want that kind of PI out there, but to quote Dank, this is battle rap, we're supposed to spit hatred. Okay, that bar doesn't particularly fit, but that bar is the one currently stuck in my head. Versus JB is on repeat right now. Yeah, I agree, that's a great episode. As you can see, I've been giving this some 4, I think mainly because I'm in fear of there not being a new BattleRapResume episode for me to listen to one day. Either way, keep up the good work. Cheers. Thank you so much, Max. That is a great email, and I don't know why I haven't got on that. That email was sent quite a while ago, actually. That's an interesting topic to pursue, definitely. I think it could be a little kind of fragile in terms of relations, and it's not even like an exposure thing. It's kind of like the age-old argument of like privacy. It's like, you know, I just don't want you to know it. There's no sort of shame. It's just, you know, it's just your own life sort of thing, and you have a right to that. So I wouldn't want to kind of go too deep. But yeah, to be fair, there's been a lot about it, you know. So I've done episodes on scanty things. But no, thanks for getting in touch as well, man. And thank you for listening to the show. There is, you know, there's a lot of episodes out there. I think there's something like 7. You can listen to 7 days of BattleRapResume now, like on repeat, and you wouldn't hit a new episode if you just went from shocks to now. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. So yeah, shout out to that. Next is from Matt. Matt says, hi Tom, just wanted to say thanks, keep it up. I'm currently living and working in Yokohama, Japan, and basically stuck in an office for 10 hours a day with hardly anyone who speaks English, doing a shitty job I hate. BattleRapResume has been a saving grace. I checked out a few before, but I've basically been combing through the YouTube channel and listening to everything, and it's keeping me sane. Keep it up so I don't go postal, in brackets, no pressure. Cheers, Matt. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Matt. It is, when you're doing shows like this, like it is so cool. Like anyone that has a podcast knows, you can go on like the geography bar or whatever, you can see the different countries that people listen to, and it is quite abstract in a certain sense. And you know, the internet's such a global thing as well. You don't know who kind of like might be the origin of it, but just to have a guy sort of say, I'm listening to it in Yokohama. I don't know Yokohama, but it's just cool that it's over there. So yeah, no, thank you to Matt, and I actually emailed Matt back because you know, we sort of had a little chat, and he had a great sort of follow up, and he said, because I sort of asked him like, you know, how did he start listening to the show? Just a little bit of market research. He says, quote, actually, I originally started listening to BattleraPresume when I was living in Saigon, and I'll be moving back there in March, so you can add Vietnam to the faraway countries it's reached. I used to do some music journalism out there as well, so I appreciate BattleraPresume not just on the content level, but you know what you're actually doing, the research effort that goes into that kind of thing. It's pretty amazing. And then I think I asked him about people he wanted to have on. The Battler ones are cool, but I've really been enjoying the episodes with people behind the scenes. The Lush episode was really good. Yeah, it was actually. I'm looking forward to the Inevitable. Yeah, there we go. There's the guy. I reckon Zayn Azra will be a quality guest too, and Enigma. He always seems like an interesting guy. Yeah, had Enigma on. Brilliant episode. Zayn need to get on, definitely. And then he say, yeah, just talking about a few events, stuff like that. And he says that maybe if the content stops and he's in Japan, he'll commit seppuku, which is pretty horrific. I'm pretty sure Sol's done a bar on it. But yeah, it's cheers, Matt. Anyway, great email as ever, and thank you as ever, man, for listening. So yeah, please, if you want to get an email read out as well, get in touch with me, battlerapresume@gmail.com, or just ask general questions, I say, on the comments and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, next email is from Joe CA, Joker, who's a big friend of the show, big contributor. Shout out to that guy every time, great guy. Going to be on the show soon. Got him on the going to have him on the Metallica podcast as well. And yeah, he sent this great email. It begins, "Dear Tom /clandestine/soliloquy," and he spells soliloquy with the qui, so you know he's a true fan. I don't know where to start really, so here do. Congratulations on the podcast, bro. I discovered it about 3 months ago and now spend more time on your channel than both Don't Flop or King of the Dot. I don't want to sound like a fanboy of a fanboy, but I love everything about this production, man. This is a fresh and original addition to the scene, and for me it's the best part. Being an obsessive overthinker, I love the details of, in the most part, these artistic titans. Also, I can't remember the angry shitbox you battled as clandestine, but you took that 3-0. That was Nader. He then says, that cringy guy with the behemoth beard in the other battle, question mark, that was Murder in King of the Realms, ridiculous. And anyone who argues that you didn't beat 142-2-1 should go do a 2-4-1 and do the Ron. Yeah. Just got back from work. I'm about to create some magical things while listening to you and some other people bang on about some people in a room saying words for a few hours. Even when you break it down like that, it's still fun. Regards, Joker. And yeah, Joker, just a quick PS. I would insert the Mitch Hedberg PS gag in here, but as you're aware of his work, I can't shamefully pass off his gags as my own. So I should just state that Soliloquy versus Max Sherry would be a boss watch. Just saying. Yeah, I guess that would be funny actually. But yeah, shout out to Joker. That was his first message that he sent to me all the way back, and like I say, he's a great friend of the show. Like, I know I say good friend of the show, but no, Joker is generally really good friend of the show. But yeah, no, great to speak to him, and thank you, man. I appreciate, because there's so much content out there, isn't there? Like, it's mad. Like, when I think about the amount of hours that have gone in, and like you look at certain things, and you're like, oh, okay, people are still getting loads of views on like early episodes. It's like, God, that was so long ago. Like, you listen back, and it's like, I don't even know about presenter technique or anything like that, but it's just a case of just time passing, and new battles have happened, and these confirmations that months have passed are like in verse form and whatever. We don't need to get too experimental there, but thank you to Joker. Also got a podcast email from Joe. Joe says, hello Tom, I've been listening to the podcast ever since the initial Shocks episode. I absolutely love your content. The regular uploads are really appreciated, and I'm glad you've branched out into event recaps and top 10 countdowns away from the brilliant long form interviews. One idea I do have is that perhaps you could recap classic Don't Flop events from years gone by, perhaps breaking down the card top from bottom for say 4th birthday or the original Checkpoint event. I believe this could be especially nostalgic for long-time viewers of the league, and maybe even encourage newer fans to discover and watch these classic events. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to listening to the PH Flex Digits episode when I get home from work later. Cheers, Joe. So obviously that dates that to the release of that brilliant episode in September 2016. But yeah, Joe, I think I said to you on the email as well, I'm stealing your idea, man, or actually I've stole it to a certain extent. Love the idea. We are going to do stuff like that on BattleraPresume. It's been oddly hard to do because there's quite a lot of stuff to do. So originally the plan, I think Ryan Morgan may have mentioned it as well. It's a great idea. Like, we're definitely going to do it. Originally, the plan was for me to do it solo. I was going to watch. Well, I did. I watched pretty much every 4th birthday battle, and then made sort of notes. And I was going to like edit together like the top 10 dislikes thing I do. But I don't know, something within me was a bit like, this works better as a conversation. So basically Nathan Jones, who's the, Battle Resume design head honcho, the guy, does all the work for the show, so much good iconic stuff, man. What you're watching right now is his work, his hand. We're going to do it. We are going to do 2 episodes, day 1, day 2, go through the card from the beginning, which I believe is Pedro Enigma, all the way to Shut the Arsenal at the end of the Sunday. So it's going to be, sequential, like what happened in the day, the demo battles, peppered throughout. We're going to do that. But as to when, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it will happen soon. Notes are being ready. It'll probably be, I would say like Augusty time, maybe it'll come out, something like that. But yeah. Thank you, Joe. Also, Dom got in touch saying, I came across your show with the 1 episode when posted on our rap battles, and I'm hooked and have watched a bunch already. I've mostly been listening while playing games, doing other activities. I love the format and insight into the older moments in the scene, especially the archaic, since I think that those moments are archived. I think it would be good to get Wizard on the show, since he was the first doubles tournament, and he has a great style, plus his insight in how he has mixed battling with rapping as the OSBs and produced would be interesting. Yeah, I agree. Wizard would be a fantastic guest. I've sort of reached out. Like, I think I sent him a Facebook message or something, but I've not made a sort of concerted effort to get him on. But no, he's someone that definitely needs to come on the show. Thank you, Dom. And yeah, Arcade was brilliant as well. Shout out to our rap battles. I spam my shit on there, and it gets mostly good reactions. So shout out to those guys. Next message was from Daniel. Daniel says, how's it going, Tom? Just wanted to send a quick email because I'm not part of this Twitter SM culture. Keep doing your thing, man. I find your interviews extremely interesting and definitely a gap in the market. The pedigree of guests that you've had on in such a short space of time is very impressive. Keep it up. Kind regards, Daniel. And me and Daniel spoke a little more. And he said that, I just listened to the E. Farrell episode. I saw him for the first time versus Bill Collector, so your interview led me to view a few battles of him and definitely want to watch for the future. I'm quite interested in development of rap battle culture over time, and especially when artists battle in leagues outside their residing countries. Nilsum's skills would definitely have an interesting story to tell as arguably the most successful battler outside of English-speaking countries, and his experience in King of the Dart and Don't Flop, as well as the state of the scene in his native homeland, would make for interesting listening. DK could also be a good guest and give us an insight into the world of rap battling as a female artist. I don't know, mate. Obviously, so I've asked him, who do you want to have on? I don't know, mate. You seem to be doing good so far. Obviously, try and get the great, powerful Argon. Obviously, did get our Bard interview. Had him in fits, he said as well. Yeah, the Bard interview is a good interview. Bard doesn't seem to get the views in this channel, but I like having Bard on, man. I think he's a very funny dude. And yeah, that was a really good interview as well. But yeah, just to kind of recap, Nils. Need to get him on. I think I reached out, and I think there was a time difference. It was quite a while ago, but yeah, no, he would be fantastic to get on. DK as well is another one that we had agreed. I've got the notes ready. I think she just couldn't get Skype. I can't really remember what it was, something like that. But we couldn't just do it for some reason. So and then yeah, On came on. So thank you, man. Thank you, Daniel. I really appreciate that. And yeah, finally, this is the first email I ever received from the great Mark Angel Brandt, who is, I had on the show recently. Me and him did Best and Worst Battle Rapper Names, which was a great episode, actually. Really enjoyed that episode. Like, I've got to be honest with you, when I went into it, I was a bit like, I didn't have that many notes. I wanted to do it, but I just didn't have that many things. But his notes were brilliant, and we just kind of bounced off each other really well, and it was great. It was, went very, and the reactions have been really strong as well, so thank you to everyone there. So yeah, Mark Angel Brandt. He starts, hey Tom, hope you're well. I'm reaching out as a fan of the Battle Rap Resume series. You mentioned about hitting you up with feedback and suggestions, so I thought I'd drop a line to you with some thoughts. First up, I really dig the way you go in on people's battles as a full analysis. It helps that you went in on 2 of my favourite newer battlers who have a lot of material to analyse, but yes, great to recap and pull out some of the better and weaker bars of each artist. You're very fair in your analysis rather than just fawning over how the rapper is, though praise when due is due, and that's definitely neat considering viewpoint culture and battle rap culture often. I also like that you sometimes admit your lack of knowledge on a punch, allowing the rapper to explain what was meant by it. There are a number of lines I'm very curious about with some rappers. Just out of curiosity, if you were to get a more seasoned battle on the show, had a large number of battles, O'Shea, for example, obviously I did get on the show, with the same principle of going through each battle, like, well, with O'Shea, it was very much a case of, and I do this with a lot of guests as well, where I'll kind of I have notes on kind of a few battles, maybe 3 or 4 battles, and then I'll just say, like, talk to me about X, and then we'll just kind of riff on what was there. So even then, obviously, you can't cover 95, so we just kind of flitted evenly. And then, yeah, Mark just sends a really good email as well, just giving a lot of feedback, and it was useful. It was great to have him on, and then eventually, like I say, to have him on the show. And yeah, great to see. And I guess finally, Do we have one more email? Yeah, we have. We have Nick here, but shout out to Mark as well. Nick says, "Hey Tom, discovered your show a couple of weeks ago and you've been enjoying it quite a bit. You definitely fill a niche. As Sol said, so much of battle rap media deals with all the bullshit that surrounds the battles and battling. Twitter beef, drama, league politics. The Sol episode I found particularly good." Yeah, is that the best Battle Rap Resume episode, the original Sol episode? Comment below. I don't know. It's definitely up there, obviously because of him and how good he was. He is, this is Nick now, he is my favourite battler and came off like a real down-to-earth solid guy. It also had the side effect inspiring to write. I'm a rapper myself. And then, yeah, Nick just kind of shows his stuff here as well. He talks about me loving jest, which I'm really, really a fan of. So, yeah, check out the deathofamodernist.bandcamp.com and Liminal MC as well. liminalmc.bandcamp.com for his stuff as well. But all of those guys that got in touch with the show, really, Matt and, you know, Max and Joker and Dom and Joe and Daniel and Nick there, and of course Mr. Mark Angel Brand, thank you so much. Please comment below. I'm going to be going through more emails maybe in about a week or so, 2 weeks. Let me know, do you enjoy this sort of content? Is this worthwhile doing? Because, you know, I appreciate we've got a lot of people listening now. What do you want from the channel alongside these Battle Resume interviews? So let me know. It's quite easy to do really, so we can just kind of bang these out. But yeah, let me know. And comment below as well. AskBRR, hashtag AskBRR. Let me know, you know, what you want from the show, and I'll answer, and, you know, we'll go in deep. So, yeah, cheers as ever, guys. We got the Patreon, we got the Battle Rap Resume on the Twitter, we got all the things to follow. But thank you so much. Thank you for following.